Okay, folks, let's see what we can do with this one. The nerds will inherit the copier world. Yes, they will, folks. Yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag of sun and cloud. Hasn't rained yet, even though they've forecasted it. Let's see what we have here. Marvel Heroes, Woolworths. Okay, one of these collectible shits. Yeah, you open it up and you've got like these things. This one's of course is incomplete. It's not everything is there. They're obviously the rare ones that you can see that are missing. This is how the stupid supermarkets make their fucking money, is by making these things that you collect, and some of them are rare, so that makes people want to buy more of them in order to complete their collection. It becomes a bit of an obsessive compulsive kind of an activity, which I really fucking hate. I don't like collectibles. I don't like them, folks. I can see through it. I don't want them. I've picked this up from the side of the road, I did think. But then I just thought I'd use this anyway. But they use children as marketing pawns, which disgusts me, folks. I don't like the way they do that, the way children become little more than marketing pawns to these corporations. Now I'm just wondering if I'm going to use this or going to make another one. That looks interesting, the colours and that. But I really get annoyed that these big supermarket chains and other corporations like to use children as marketing pawns, because children don't understand that what's going on, and these adults that are supposed to... I just get so disgusted with this marketing. Honestly, folks, it really pisses me. I really hate it. And they ends up as pollution as well, rubbish, landfill. And it's just not acceptable in my books that children get utilised as marketing pawns. I've got to think we might enlarge it maybe to here, or maybe just there. But yeah, I just haven't got any respect for these big companies that like to use children like that. It's really is a disgrace. It really is a disgrace. Now, what do I just press? Fuck. And I hate this user interface. It's all about money. That's the bottom line, is that everything's about money. And when everything is about fucking money, things don't work. Things are cheap and nasty. Things are fucking incomplete. Like this stupid collectibles shit. No, I'm not happy. I'm not happy with the status quo. The photocopier industry pisses me off, and I don't care. I am not a fangirl. I am not a fanboy. Today is October the 22nd here in Sydney, Australia. It actually, in America, this October the 22nd was the day the Xerox machine was born. when the actual process was devised by the man called Chester Carlson and his scientific experiment person who helped him, because Chester Carlson had problems with coordination and he needed someone to carry out the delicate experiments that he was intending. And he wasn't rich, he was poor, this Chester Carlson. But this was where Xerox came from. But I no longer worship Xerox. I don't admire Xerox, folks. So this day is spoiled by the fact that Xerox doesn't care anymore. And there's no Xerox in Australia anymore. It used to be called Fuji Xerox, and before it was Fuji Xerox, it was Rank Xerox. And now Fuji Xerox have been gobbled up by Fujifilm. And Fujifilm is a disgrace. I hate Fujifilm. And what's going to happen to all those these Fuji Xerox machines that we have left over currently in the field still operating? What's going to happen when the spare parts run out? So when these equipments break down, how are they going to replace the spare parts? So there's not going to be any, I assume there's not going to be any more spare parts or consumables. It's all going to run out, and once it runs out, what's going to happen to all that dead equipment, all that useless kit? Will it go to landfill? Will it be incinerated? Or will it be recycled? And even if it does get recycled, is there a real market for the recycled materials? It's best to keep equipment in commission than to recycle it. It's much better that way. But no, these companies just care about money. So I don't admire Xerox. Sure, I still admire the man behind it, the humble man called Chester Carlson, or Chester F. Carlson, Chester Floyd Carlson if you want to hear his full name. But I don't respect the current state of play in the industry, the kind of people that run today's industry. It's nothing like what Chester Carlson created. He was a humble and noble businessman. He wanted to die a poor man in the end. And the man who took over Chester Carlson's position, Joseph Wilson, he was a cool bloke as well. He was really philanthropic. So now I don't have any respect. I don't respect Xerox anymore. I don't care if they don't like me. I don't like them. The man behind Xerox now, if I remember correctly, I think his name was I forgot his name. I forgot it. Vincenti or something. His surname is Vicenti. John Vincenti. I think that's who he is. But basically I don't respect that company anymore. It's all about money. But anyway, that's come up looking at a treat. I think now we can call this rant, or slight rant, over.